UBS camera.
You want to call it UBS. It's really USB, but that's okay. UBS works.
Same thing.
It's so not.
It is.
It's so not.
It's totally the same thing.
The UBS. All right.
Well, should we kick it?
We should start it. The Soundguys. I am your always friendly and reliable neighborhood Nick.
And I am
joined by Johnny Banjo.
Johnny Banjo.
No, you know who it is. I'm Johnny Banjo, and that's neighborhood Nick over there. We are still doing the Soundguys thing. The podcast, you know how it is. We just try to make things a little nicer. Your daily dose of, weekly dose of, yearly dose of, whenever we feel like sharing with you how awesome or wienerschnitzel.
True, we came down the mountain, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome. And this is Nick's first try at
Wienerschnitzel.
having a little wiener. I think my lav is just a little too close to my situation
Are
here.
you going into the Wienerschnitzel?
Huh?
Are we going to Wienerschnitzel?
I think we're gonna try to fit through the roof.
Oh, by George.
I think that fits, right? I think we are. Anyway, so
we're gonna order on camera?
yeah, we're gonna kick right through this first whole thing here. And we're gonna order.
It's kind of rough. Okay, what's good here?
You want chili cheese dogs?
No, I don't like chili.
You don't like chili? No. It's Wienerschnitzel. You have to have chili. Well, then you want their burgers, I think. Yeah, you want the barbecue brisket sandwich. Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you want just a regular hot dog?
I'll try that barbecue brisket.
You can choose your Wienerschnitzel. You can add an order whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, dude, I mean that's what you get. So maybe you want a Chicago dog. That's the Wienerschnitzel experience. Want that?
I'll do the Aussie.
Oh, the Aussie dog?
Yeah.
Where's that? Okay, cool. Got it. I think we're ready to rock, man.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll do the Aussie dog. And then we'll do 4 chili cheese dogs.
Okay.
And did you want to do the brisket? After that?
Nah, I won't.
Okay, and then we'll do also a Texas barbecue dog.
All right.
That's it?
I guess so.
Okay, man. And I think that's it.
Alrighty. So I have 1 Aussie dog, Texas barbecue dog, and then 4 chili cheese dogs.
That's it?
Alrighty. It's gonna be $23.53 at the hotel.
Rock and roll. All right, thanks.
Why'd you get 4 chili cheese dogs?
Because I'm hungry, okay? I'm stressed out. I eat too much.
That's a lot of hot dog.
You know what? Are you my mother? Good Lord.
Now, Johnny.
Yeah, whatever.
You really shouldn't.
I know, right? Tell me about it. What card am I going to pay
It'll
with?
be $23.53.
Cool. Give it to you. Oh, wait, that's the wrong card. I'm sorry, brother. Hold on. There it is. Right there. Uh-huh. But, you know, it's a company expense.
Oh, it is.
Please.
Company expense, baby.
Yeah, this is for the show. Thanks so much. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, dude. So had I not known that you were not a Wienerschnitzel, like a chili cheese dog guy, because dude, the chili cheese dog is like, that's what made Wienerschnitzel.
No.
So the fact that they even have the Aussie dog, and like, this is also a treat for me, because let's be real, dude. My wife doesn't even let me go here.
That's good.
And she doesn't let me go here. Like, no one in the family lets me go here except my dad.
And he probably doesn't love it all the time.
Dad loves it. And I tell you what, and dude, this one time, oh my gosh. So, you know Kevin, right? Dude. So Kevin and I, we were just getting off a show, and we came here, and we got 10 chili cheese dogs apiece.
A piece?
No, because you just can't have one. You just can't eat one.
A piece? That's 20 hot dogs.
Yeah, I know. So him and I had about 10 apiece. And, dude, we just smashed them. They're great. Delicious. But on the way back
That's
to
4,000 calories.
whatever. On the way back to
That's 2 full pounds.
yeah, well, it was delicious. So no, but check this out. So what's funny about it is that I don't really poo. I don't have I just have a tank stomach. You guys apparently it has to go right through you. So poor Kevin. We're on the 5.
Oh no!
And we're going back to the shop. He's like, dude, I absolutely have to pull over right now. We put the hazards on. We hit the hazards. We pull over on the shoulder of the 5. Okay. And he literally pulls his pants down, and he is putting explosive diarrhea on the shoulder. And I'm just, because his face, he's got his head down, he's got his head, he's got his hand, his head in his shoulders on the passenger side seat with his pants at his ankles just blowing chunks. Oh my goodness! Yeah, so that's my Wiener Schnitzel story.
All right, there you
Awesome. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for now. And so these are the dogs that made Kevin famous, right here.
So why are we...
Huh?
Is this safe?
No, it's safe. Are you kidding me? It's totally safe. Wiener Schnitzel is...
it? Look out.
Look at what? Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Look at random pedestrians skateboarding, jaywalking.
Yeah, whatever. Well, screw it. Oh, wow. There's pedestrians all over the place. What are they doing? Anyways, the moral...
Welcome to Reading, ladies and
The moral
gentlemen.
of the story is that...
Death and destruction follow Wiener Schnitzel.
no, it's really good. And I don't have a problem
That story
with it.
didn't make it sound good.
No, he's not throwing up. He's sharding. He's pooping.
Yeah.
Kevin was taking a massive poo on the side of Highway 5.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's destructive.
No, it's not. It's amazing. And they were delicious. I mean, come on. If Kevin's listened to the show, he knows. It was delicious. They were absolutely delicious. I think Wiener Schnitzel has a great thing going for them. The chili cheese dogs are by far, though, the staple. Now, I've never had the Aussie, so I will wait and see what you think. I mean, yeah, go, okay,
Oh, this
sure.
is a chili cheese dog.
Yeah, take a bite. You need to have one chili cheese dog. That is the original gangster right there. Come on, Nick. Come on. Do it. And? Oh, my ear. You just blushed your laugh. Oh, my goodness. Well?
It tastes okay.
It tastes okay. Are you kidding me? Unless they've changed the recipe, because I haven't had it in a couple of years.
I'm not a chili fan.
They're absolutely heavenly. I mean, seriously, you can easily eat 10, 15 chili cheese dogs in one
probably
sitting.
2.
I think you're being modest for the folks at home. I'm being quite honest. You give me 10 chili cheese dogs, I will eat 10 chili cheese dogs. They're delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, I never lose weight when I work with Jeremy. I only gain weight when I work with Jeremy. Because all we eat is fast food crap.
Well, that's how this road show is. I mean, if you
Truck stop crap.
think about it this way, on the road, I mean, except for when you're working at, high-end venues, ballrooms, and things like that.
We still end up eating fast food.
Well, that's true. Well, no, we didn't eat fast food. You picked it. It was Uber Eats. Okay, no.
I didn't pick the Uber Eats one.
Okay, well, in these days of drag, with the issues that we have with current health pandemic issues, restaurants at the high-end hotels have not been open. So I think I know what Neighborhood Nick is referencing. The last show that we had to do at a pretty upscale venue, there was still no on-site dining. So essentially what we ended up doing was I gave him the phone. I said, hey, get some Uber Eats and whatever. And Nick chose pizza, okay? So it was good pizza.
Oh, that was a good pizza.
It was a great pizza. But you can't necessarily be like, oh, it's always fast food. I mean, we and then the next night it was a ramen house. You got some ramen house.
Oh, the ramen was delicious.
So I
love ramen.
I thought it was okay. It tasted just like it does out of the bag. I was like, no, this is what we paid for? Wow, $80 for this? Huh. I want to spend $80 on sushi.
There's no sushi, though.
Well, that's true. Well, so anyways, I guess the moral of the story is that Yeah, you can eat okay, but on the road we don't normally get a chance to eat as well as we would like. And honestly, I don't even think it really comes down to the quality of the food versus the calories of the food. I think it really comes down to the timing. Because, at home, if you kind of keep to a regular food schedule, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and kind of eat at those regular times, that's what keeps your metabolism, everything going. But on the road, we have to eat at these crazy times. Like, this is about a good time.
This is a good time. This is dinner time.
6:20. Yeah, that's not bad. So, first chili cheese dog from Wiener Schnitzel. What do you think, Neighborhood Nick?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Can't really taste the cheese.
Was it chili cheese? Was there cheese in it?
It tastes like chili.
Are you sure there was cheese?
I don't know if there was cheese.
You didn't look?
I couldn't see.
You should have turned on the light.
Could have.
See? Light.
Ah!
Right there.
Ah! Ah!
Well, for the folks that are listening to this podcast, the reason why Nick was yelling is because we turned the light on. And apparently he's sensitive to light. So, and we are the sound guys, so we're not the light guys. But yeah. So, hey, did we
get mad at lights. I get mad at lights.
Yeah.
Jeremy loves lights.
Yeah, I love lights. Are you kidding me? Those are the best. So anywho, yeah, we're on the road again, not intentionally, but we need to park so we can actually do our show. But that's all right. I mean, I think the audio sounds a little better because we're
on a smoother road.
Yeah, we're on a smoother road. We're in the city. It's not as bad. The only thing you can hear in the back is our rock and roller. Dude, honestly though, shout out to the rock and roller. Those carts are killer, right?
They're amazing.
Okay. Nick gave me so much crap for wanting to put in the rock rollers. We have the R12 or whatever it is. Big knobby wheels, go anywhere. And he's like, oh, let's just carry it. I said, no, dude, this is going to save our lives.
And sometimes it does.
That's it. Well,
there are other times, mainly country weddings, does not save us because it gets stuck in the mud.
Country weddings. No, I had to do I did a sound rental recently, and it was raining and it was muddy, and that did great. Oh, that did great in the mud.
That country wedding we did with the cover country band.
We can. Let's just name drop the local boy, Chad Bushnell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What the? I don't know. What was he doing?
What the?
Was he in the gutter?
Yeah.
Dude, this entire show could just take on its own film by us just walking around. So was he hurt? What was his problem?
He was sitting on a dolly?
Okay. Well, then he just had a problem.
With a flashlight going down the gutter?
So for the folks at home, let's go ahead and quickly describe what we just saw.
I don't think it was a guy.
Okay. Well, it was a girl.
I thought it was a mid-20-year-old blonde female sitting in a gutter, possibly riding a four-wheel dolly and/or skateboard downhill in the wrong gutter.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Coming towards us.
Oncoming traffic.
Yeah. With a flashlight flying all over the bloody place.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That was what we saw. We saw this big giant flashlight. It was like an LED. The 380 Kelvin cool temperature LED flashlights. They're
like it was bright.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, just so people can visualize, if you're aware of color temperature, was 3,800 on the Kelvin there. Not the warmer incandescent headlights. It was definitely a flashlight. But the moral of the story was she's in the gutter, or it was a she, huh?
I think so.
And this is Cypress here in Reading.
We're in the city of Reading, ladies and gentlemen.
And Reading, they never really had the foresight of growth. And the problem with the infrastructure here in Reading, specifically with this is Cypress, right? Yeah, it's Cypress.
Yes.
I
think Cypress is up ahead.
I think
Cypress is up there where the Valero is.
No, I think that's Hilltop. That's Hilltop. This is
Hilltop?
Cypress, yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys, if you Google it, we're at the corner of Hilltop and Cypress, essentially, right on the 5 here. And what they did was, instead of kind of working out the egress on the sidewalks and either making the sidewalks less or, kind of doing an encroachment on the private land and working with, private landowners, the city thought it would be the best in interest to make the lanes the absolute minimum width, as standard. Well, thus, in that being said, with the minimum width, being to make your 3 lanes down this road, when in reality 2 lanes is what would have more healthily fit. There is no gutter space for an individual to be in the gutter, sitting or rolling or coasting,
downhill
against oncoming traffic. There's just no room for those shenanigans. And also, there's just no room for also larger vehicles. I mean, we've had to drive box trucks down here, and this is a stretch, because really, you just kind of have to claim your space and hope that, no one else is gonna bunch in on your land. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just impossible to land it. So that's our beef. There's a lot. Actually, if you want to talk about, we're not going to hate on Reading, but if
I will.
Yeah, Neighborhood Nick could talk about it. If you want to talk about how silly we think Reading is,
it's a silly place.
Well,
it's not to San Francisco silliness, though.
No, it just doesn't feel friendly.
It did lose that feeling.
Yeah.
It's lost the feeling of being a smaller city, a comfortable city. It's really a weird layout, too. It's not like, some cities, they have width, they have depth.
Yeah.
Reading just seems to be I-5.
Well, Reading
It's long.
Reading expanded, from a horizontal standpoint. They didn't really do any vertical building.
Yeah.
And then finally, when that gold rush was up, they're like, oh shoot, we need to start building vertically. But it was already too late. So really, in Reading is to get from one side of Reading technically to the other side is a good 20 minutes. That's ridiculous. I mean, and of course, Los Angeles.
We're not that kind of city
no,
up
in
here.
Comparison, Reading is not that size.
It's small fries.
So, that was one thing. And then the second thing is just the people. The people seem, unfortunately, super fake and just disingenuous. It's just sad. I don't get any joy from being here, but I have to work here, and we work here sometimes. So that's what we do.
As a kid, I remember coming to Reading. It was exciting.
Oh, yeah, me too.
It was a cool place.
Yeah, no, same.
Never had any issues with people.
We'd always go to Reading to we're going to go to Kmart, or we're going to go shopping, or, Reading was like the place.
Yeah, and, as an adult, not so much.
Reading's not the place.
It's not a place I want to be, not a place I want to move to.
And I'm not, we're not going to touch on the homeless with this situation, with this podcast tonight. But I mean, here's the deal.
Because that would take an entire episode for the California homeless crisis and situations.
An entire episode.
Which I have many opinions on.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. But the beef is that there's a lot of homeless people up here, and whatever their situation may be, okay. But, geez, there's like 4 more of them right there. I mean, they're everywhere.
And here's the thing.
They're everywhere.
Just to touch on the homeless thing, even though we don't want to, we have to.
I know, it's a slippery slope. I almost hit one. There's one right there.
The homeless population is getting vastly younger.
Right.
Drastically younger. You're no longer seeing middle-aged adults who lost out in the stock market, gambled away their livelihood. These are some young 20s,
exactly,
mid-30s people who have their entire lives still to go.
Didn't I tell you this story about the gal who was she was our copywriter, and she is homeless by intentionally?
Yes, you did tell me that.
Did I tell the story for the podcast?
No, you did not tell that to the podcast.
Again, that's just the thing. It's like this gal, super good at what she does, crazy good at what she does, and I'm like, hey man, she's like, yeah, but I totally get the homeless thing because I wanted to be homeless long term. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, it's a culture, it's a lifestyle, it's something that I want to be a part of. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she proceeded to tell me that, well, because she ended up getting pregnant, she needed to find something, essentially more reliable for her kid. And that was, are we parked in a safe place, Neighborhood Nick?
I just saw someone chasing a dog.
Okay, well that's cool. That's
like full sprint. They lost their dog.
That's par for a course. But anyways, yeah. So by choice, she would rather be, homeless, and that's crazy.
And that guy just totally drove on the grass.
Yeah, that guy drove on the. It's just that's the thing. Reading is full of just. Unfortunately, I mean it's a mix of.
Chaos.
Well, no, and the thing is, we have a lot of high-end clients up here, and they say the same thing. That's the problem. There is no the inequality versus the equality, and versus the people who are up on the food chain. You know, they have given up, and that's too bad. Because I mean, I've kind of given up too, and I wish there was something we could do. I don't know.
It's not a whole lot in our atmosphere.
Cheese. Oh, cheese.
Johnny Banjo over there is having his first chili cheese dog.
Oh, yeah, same recipe. Oh, my goodness.
Is it good?
Oh, you were talking about people that are young, having a party life. Yeah. And this copywriter, she was young. She was like 26.
It baffles my mind. It baffles the mind how serious the California homeless crisis is becoming. And not just in, Los Angeles and San Francisco, where, believe me, it is drastically horrific. But even in small cities, small towns, Redding, Sacramento, I don't know much about, like Bakersfield's homeless crisis, Shafter,
Where?
Wairika. Shafter?
What's that?
Shafter's down I-5 off of, close to Bakersfield.
I've never heard of it.
It's a small country, well, not really country, there's like 3 sections of it. It's a big farming area down where the almond farms are.
The what farms?
Almond.
Come again?
It's called an almond when it's on the tree, and it's called an almond when it's off the tree.
That is a foolish statement, and you know it. Here is your Aussie dog. Is that it?
I think that's your,
Oh, no, I got this for you, too.
Oh, you got me 3 hot dogs then?
Yeah, man, you need to try 3 hot dogs.
Ugh.
You're going to want that one, trust me.
What's this one?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's jalapenos.
Oh, my goodness. Again, I mean, I know it may be disgusting to some people in food preferences, but I tell you what, there's nothing better than just a dirty old hot dog. Dirty old, cheesy old hot. What, you don't want jalapenos?
Not right now.
Why not?
I don't know. Just don't feel like it.
Like, give me those.
Here you go. Take them. Take them all.
Oh, yeah, man. Remember, I don't poo.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to pull off to the side of the road.
Listen, you haven't lived until you've had to take a crap on the side of the road.
I'll do it in the back of the van.
No, you won't. I'm not going to be driving around smelling it. Are you kidding me? No. That would be funny, though. Oh, I know what we can do. We can kind of crack the door as we're going down the interstate. Make sure the lights are turned off so no one knows the lights are on. Hook a bungee to the door so we don't lose it, like it doesn't fly right open. And just like have a ratchet strap so you're holding on nice and safe, and just lean right out over the door. Just poop as we're going down I-5. And let it splatter on people. This show has gone to
It's gone to the dumps. Speaking of the homeless crisis, we're going to become homeless. There's people on the streets.
No. Hey, speaking of homeless, aren't you having some trouble with your next door neighbors? They're trying to make you homeless?
Not making our other neighbors homeless.
What? Oh, I meant serious. Wait.
One neighbor's trying to sue the other neighbor.
Oh, how's the Aussie dog?
It's a Polish dog. It's Polish. It's spicy. It's got bacon, grilled onions, mayonnaise.
Didn't we order you an Aussie dog? Dude, this is why we don't need to raise the minimum wage. They couldn't even get the order right.
No, this is an Aussie dog.
Huh?
This is the Aussie dog.
Why did you say it was a Polish?
Because it is a Polish dog.
But you ordered an Aussie dog.
The sausage is Polish.
So what's a Polish dog doing in my Aussie dog?
I don't know anymore.
So wait, an Aussie dog is a Polish dog?
Apparently, Venus Schnitzel.
Again, why are we trying to raise the minimum wage? This makes... It's a Polish... If it's a Polish dog, let's buy a Polish dog.
Oh, no, the sausage is Polish. So you have hot dogs and you have Polish dogs. The Polish dogs are the larger, spicier ones.
Okay.
Which I don't know why, because Poland doesn't have any spicy food.
Aren't they all like potatoes and bland?
It's all about pierogi, baby.
Well, this has been a confusing experience.
My ancestors come from Poland.
Yeah. And yet you know nothing of Europe's greatness.
My other ancestors came from Portugal, Germany, and England. I understand the English side.
Man, oh man. Okay, wait. So, anyways, I'm not going to drag this out. I'm not too confused about it. It's fine. Moral of the story is your Aussie dog is good, but it has Polish in it. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Okay, so moving on. You are getting sued by your neighbors.
Neighbor's getting sued by my neighbor.
Who's getting sued?
My neighbor.
Right.
By another neighbor.
Why?
Because of barking dog issues.
Well, that sounds like fair.
The barking dogs are caused because the one neighbor antagonizes them with a hose from her deck.
Oh.
It's a lousy lawsuit.
So she's going to sue them because they bark, but she's causing them to bark. Why is she messing with these people anyways?
We think because she likes it. She likes to cause trouble.
She's a drama maker?
Seems like it.
That's a bummer. So if there's nothing, that's, people like that, there are people. Just like, if there's nothing, everything's nice, they got to come in and they got to mess something up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because of their own lack that's going on in their life, because they're, there's some depletion there, or they're just, their outlet for drama is to cause problems as opposed to find a more healthier outlet. Mm-hmm. Lame.
But I think it also comes, there's this idea in every philosophy and every religion of this idea of people having essentially to be trained to do what is right. No one really believes that people are inherently good anymore. Mm-hmm. And no one acts like they're inherently good anymore. Everyone, I personally believe everyone is out to get everyone else. My faith in humanity has dropped.
When did it drop?
Probably when the COVID pandemic started.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I mean, like, in reality,
no one trusts anyone. Everything has to be completely regulated and policed. Did you know it's illegal in Australia to protest?
Ooh, no, I did not.
Yeah, because of COVID. Their lockdown procedures, we complain here in California about the lockdowns and COVID protocols. In Australia, in some parts of Australia, they're still aiming to just completely eradicate COVID. Mm-hmm. So they have made it illegal to leave your home at certain hours and protest. And these kids went out, and all of them were arrested for going to the beach.
And how does the court, what does the court even do with that? I mean, do you do jail time? What do you do?
Families had to pay $1,000 fines.
So you just basically fine your population into poverty.
Yep.
That's brilliant.
New Zealand wants to make two different classes of people, the vaccinated and the unvaxxed.
Okay.
Vaccinated get more rights, unvaccinated you have less rights. Second-class citizens. That's what the Prime Minister said.
Really?
In an interview. It's things like that.
Well, it's just a pity because in reality, it's like, from a control standpoint, I have no problem. Go for it. Go get your vaccination, all those things. It's the papers, the Gestapo, the whole thing that's like, hey, man, you have no freedom of travel. And it's like, I guess really what bothered me the most is that we made it to where it was such a decision. That's the thing. Well, if you don't care about humanity. Well, then, but if I do, what happened to my freedom of choice? What happened to, my ability to, take some more time to look over? Because, if we would have been, 6 months down the road now and we're still at the same thing, great. But the data has changed even more again. Now it's like, well, no, we need boosters, and now we need, there's breakthrough COVID. There's all these extra things that have been added to the list that kind of invalidate the initial vaccine. Oh, well, it was new, it was fresh. I'm like, that's the number one reason why I was concerned from the very beginning. And, it's like, why would you be pushing? No, I don't think there's some big government conspiracy in terms of, brainwash. I don't want to lump myself in that wagon. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think the government's out to kill its population. Maybe I'm naive. I don't know, but I don't think we're there. But it is kind of sus that a government would spend so much time and money and effort trying to convince its population of safety and all this other jazz, when in reality, we've had the flu shot forever. We've had vaccinations that are from known diseases and things. We got our kid vaccinated. The regular booster, the rounds of things that are good to go. So I don't understand the push, especially the push where, even in travel,
It's becoming a thing.
Like if you look at the Google Maps, like, to be in public spaces, you must have proof of vaccination. I'm like, okay, it's just weird. It's just weird. Now, granted,
I can understand international travel.
Yeah, no, for
Going
sure.
from country to country.
Going from county to county, state to state. What?
Yeah.
Come on.
But country to country. That makes perfect sense to me. New York, trying to enforce it. To go into New York City, you have to be vaccinated. That's insanity.
Well, and the good news is, don't help us pick sides, guys, because neighborhood Nick and I are unfortunately both vaccinated. And I say unfortunately because, our job,
I didn't have a choice in it.
None of us did. That's the thing. And it's like, it became...
People want to say that, you're not forced to get a vaccine. You can opt out of it. Well, yeah, you can. But good luck working.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck. You can't even go to school anymore.
No, you can't.
California's made it where 5 to 11-year-olds have to be vaccinated for COVID.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It is, and that's really, I think, the crux of it.
And we don't really even know 10 years down the road what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
And now, this is the thing, like in Michigan, 35% of the Michigan hospitalizations that are currently increasing are fully vaccinated people. The statistics are going to start changing.
That's what. Now, I will say this, though. I think that the mask idea, the wash your hands, the regular testing, I think that was actually a more effective route than vaccination. And I say that before you shoot me down on this one. If we look at your favorite buddies over there in China, everyone's so close together. Now think about this. They have individuals whose their job is to push people into the subway, because the subways are packed so tight that the person's job is to literally get the last person in there and shut the door, shove them in there.
I know, I've been pushed by one.
You are in there, no joke, sardines. And so, think about how quickly disease and sickness spreads among a population that is that tight. Okay? So, yeah, New York and San Francisco, Minneapolis, Austin's not so tight. They're pretty spread out.
Beijing, I think, has 25 million people.
That's what I'm saying.
Los Angeles, massive cities.
When you're tight together, you are going to have a greater risk for transmission. I get that. So what do they do over there? What have they done before COVID? What have they been doing since we've seen them, in terms of news as a country? they wear masks. That was the number one thing. I mean, you would always, if you look at B-roll, if you look at footage that has been shot from Chinese streets, in major cities, all the way since probably the late 90s, you will find...
Since the first SARS outbreak.
Yeah, you will find Chinese citizens wearing masks.
All of Asia.
Yeah.
Asia, there's no problems with masks.
And they do that intentionally to help prevent the spread of disease.
And
that's
also
okay.
the smog, you can't breathe.
Well, whatever, that too. But yeah, that makes sense.
However, in America, we never went through a masking kind of thing.
Well, no, and also we didn't have such densely populated areas. Mm-hmm. Pretty spread out.
America's very much spread out, except for New York.
Right, no, well, yeah.
Even Los Angeles is pretty spread out.
They're living on top of each other in there. But I bring all that up because, if you look at, and you mentioned SARS too, I mean, this is kind of a non-tangent, a side tangent, but SARS in general, influenza, if you would look at, and I'm not an expert, I really am not, and I don't want to get myself lumped on either side, because really, I think either campaign is wrong. To be super hard like or super loose, people, you need to have some common sense. You need to kind of approach it from what's good for you, but also you need to be mindful of other people. And that's the reason why I think I said this in other shows. If someone's wearing a mask, I'm going to put my mask on because they feel safe about that. But I don't necessarily feel like that's going to need to be my MO for that day. Now, if there's buildings, elevators, there's a lot of people, I put my mask on. Just in general, because there's, certain locations that we're going to go to that they are, they may not be as healthy as I would expect. And I've got family and
I'm
kids.
the opposite.
I know you are, but I know you are. But let me finish on this point. The thing is this: SARS was a version of influenza. Okay.
Yep.
The bird flu, swine flu, Spanish flu. They're all versions of influenza. And as I understand it, coronavirus, COVID-19, Delta, all the different variants, those are versions, they are, as I understand it, parts of influenza. Now, if you have other things like rubella and polio and other nerve problems that people had vaccinated for in the beginning, that's the reason why we rushed to do that, because kids and people were being born with these problems, and we wanted to help eliminate that from the gene pool, as I understand it. Now, I may be wrong. But essentially, those diseases, we wanted to make sure those diseases did not carry on with the human gene. Now, back to the form of influenza and COVID-19, as I understand it, it is an ever-changing, metastasizing thing. And it's worse than the flu. It's absolutely worse than your common flu.
It's been miserable.
But
we've had it twice.
We've had it a lot.
If not more.
And we're vaccinated, and we still get it. So tell me how that works. But I digress.
And I just got my vaccination.
See? But that's what really stresses me out about this whole thing, is that the people who are making those decisions, the people who are having those conversations, that we've lost, and this is the moral of the story, is your faith in humanity. We've lost the ability to have a calm conversation, to say, listen, I agree with you for your safety, and I'm going to put on a mask or whatever I can do to make you feel safe. But if you think that the safety is based in this vaccine and it makes me less of a person for not getting it, because, then what makes, me, I think, less of you because, you decided to, wipe with your left hand. I mean, I know that's kind of crass and that's bad, but I mean, really, we're starting to split hairs. Now, I mean, here's another thing. If you're totally organic and you didn't want to, vaccinate your kids, okay, that's a little farther for me. I'm like, I want
my cousins are like that.
I would rather my kid be safe and be in good shape. But at the same time, I have never gotten a flu shot.
Neither have I.
Never.
Now, of course, I've suffered from the flu many times.
Absolutely, but I have never gotten a flu shot.
Same.
And so when I look at the situation, and again, the only reason why I'm even saying this is because now we've backtracked oh, well, if you get a vaccine, it's going to lessen the effects of COVID. And you may not be hospitalized.
Reduces the risk of death.
Okay. So, but before that, the vaccine was the one shot, we got this whipped.
Yep.
And now we don't. So now that's where my mind says, well, this has to be a bigger problem. And this is more about people who were not in relevant positions who are now relevant. Public health, they didn't have a straight limelight. So now public health is being, they're a relevant agency now, and so we need to talk about it. And then now they don't want that to go away.
Yep.
But if you talk to economists, you talk to city planners, other folks in that region, they're like, hey, let's move on. You know, we have a vaccine, fine, go get your boosters, do what you got to do, but let's move on. Business is business. Mm-hmm. And then also enforcement. Let's look at like, you know, In-N-Out did. We don't have the additional resources as it is to have a door monitor.
Yep.
Who's paying for that? You're going to make the businesses, so are you going to make grant money available? Or are you going to try to make, and if that's the case, there's more money coming out of that for these guys to pay for the door monitor to now stand inside your shop and say, oh, you're clear to go do this. You can come in. The whole thing is just, to me, and again, I'd love comments, but you know, educated comments. I don't, you know, I'm not fighting about. I mean, let me clarify this when I request comments here. I'm not trying to fight over the efficacy of the vaccine. I don't care. My opinion's made on that one, and until something changes, that's fine. I'm vaccinated. We're golden. We're all shot up. That's great. So I'm not on the weird crowd there. Okay. What I'm talking about is the freedom of movement and the prohibiting of citizens when you came to this country to be an American citizen to have the simple freedom of going to a store to get a haircut or to buy groceries for your family. That's what I'm talking about. Why is it that we are limiting citizens of this country that have done nothing wrong? There's no crime they have committed except for the fact that they choose at this moment to follow an alternative guideline. And whatever happened to that alternative guideline? What happened to masking and regular testing? Why is that not a thing? Because that seems more effective, honestly, I think. If you know you're positive, stay home.
Yeah.
So comments on that one, if you guys have an educated answer, because I don't see why that's where we're going. And like with Neighborhood Nick talking about the whole, I don't know, another one saying, the second-class citizen, that's putting us right back into this, you know, right back into the gold age, to the bronze age. But anyways, so all that about common decency and people, we've unfortunately seen the worst. It's we need more common decency. Your next door neighbor, apparently, is the problem, huh?
I think so. I think that people just, you know, when you live in the middle of nowhere, it's the I do me, you do you. We don't bother each other unless it's like for friendly things, for helping out, for parties.
Sure.
But when it comes to lawsuits and whatnot, it's not what we do in the country.
How was that dog, man? Did you like the barbecue brisket dog?
I'm too full to finish it.
Where is it?
It's right there.
What do you mean you're too full to finish it?
I can feel my stomach.
Let me see that thing. Was it good?
Yeah, I had a half of it.
I'll eat the other half just because I feel like it.
It's decent.
You think so? Now, what is this one?
That's the Texan one. It's got a little barbecue sauce with it. Grilled onion, bacon, cheese. It's good. That one's good. It's better than the chili cheese.
So for Wiener Schnitzel, what do you think?
I say that the Texan is really good. Aussie was all right. Chili cheese okay.
Will you go back?
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's not many Wiener Schnitzels around my area, so
Hold on, man.
We'll find out.
Just something. Well,
He cleans his hands.
I have to, man. You just eat and then you're like, kind of now.
Now he's eating the napkin.
You never wash your hands, man.
I wash my hands after using the bathroom.
That's about the least you do.
Or if they're dirty from actual dirt.
Oh, that reminded me. Sorry. So I wanted to finish the story on the neighbors real quick.
Okay.
So the neighbors themselves, bad news. Going back to, man, I hate to harp on COVID. So the COVID thing, right? Okay, we talked about that, but that there was an economic summit that we just recently did, and I found that this was fascinating. You mentioned that your neighbor,
An economic summit?
yeah,
The COP26 thing?
no, local, it was a county.
Oh, okay.
And COP26, that's economic, that's climate.
Revolves around economics.
Does it?
Well, all climate change revolves around economics. The idea is that with climate change, they want to reduce carbon emissions. Carbon emissions mainly come from oil, methane, coal, natural gas, things of that nature. Coal, oil, natural gas is what we use to make electricity for countries. So as nations develop, they require more electricity in order to keep drawing more energy, build more businesses, build more buildings. They need oil, they need coal, and they need natural gas.
Okay.
So as economies grow, their dependence upon carbon-based fuels also continues to grow. So the more economical output a nation makes, that's why the three prime carbon emitters, United States, China, and India. America and China, number one, number two in global economy. India is one of the fastest growing economies right now that has 1.6 billion people or so. And so with that, the coal is one of the most efficient ways to produce electricity for massive amounts of people. Developing nations also rely on coal to have electricity because it's a cheap fuel source to power electricity.
Right.
As nations try to move away from coal, natural gas, and oil, they need to find some other form of energy to power buildings.
Sure.
And so with that, that's why there's a big push for electric cars.
Okay.
Problem is you still need to make the electricity,
Right.
which is why everyone wants renewables, solar, hydro, wind, that do not have the capabilities of matching carbon-fueled power.
Right.
So it's all an economics thing,
How is that an economics thing?
because you need the economical input in order to create these new fuels and new inputs.
Right. Well, it's more like fundraising. I think what you're saying.
It's fundraising for certain nations, and other nations, it's some form of survival.
Right. So when I talk about economics, I'm talking about, the value of the dollar versus, how this will work in certain price points versus what someone can buy versus what someone's actually going to pay.
Which will also be a climate change issue.
I don't think so, because from a climate change standpoint, if someone's going to say, hey, we're going to develop a bigger, better battery, okay, that is a fundraising standpoint, because most likely the private sector is going to do that unless the government actually figures it out to step up and use taxes effectively to pay for those things. So really, it's all private sector. It's all going to be someone who says, we've made a really awesome battery, and then, you're going to have, the U.S. Department of Energy is going to contact this private sector company and say, hey, listen, would you be cool, like, if you cut us a deal on these batteries? You know what I'm saying? That is a funding standpoint. I don't see how, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't see how that affects the general consumer, because the general consumer is going to pay for heating and for a vehicle and for food, that all that's been priced in at a top level.
Not if you include a carbon tax, though.
Well, see, the carbon tax is another thing that people are using just to basically hedge bets, hedge money. The carbon tax
The plan with certain countries is to now include a carbon tax
on everything
in all fuel transactions. So at the gas pump, you're going to see an increase in cost. Housing with fuel costs, if you're using natural gas, if you're using oil stoves, things of that
would affect, that right there will affect directly the consumer.
The idea now for a lot of these countries for climate change, and this is something that even members of the United States cabinet are trying to now push, is that they want to make carbon-based fuel so expensive that people will turn away from it.
That's dumb.
So now there's also trying to eliminate coal, which hurts West Virginia, which is why Joe Manchin does not like the Build Back Better thing, because it will destroy coal as we know it in West Virginia. And certain nations that coal is their main form of income. Mm-hmm. They don't want that to go through either. And then on top of that, you also have oil industry that doesn't want all this stuff to go away. There's now talks to now unsubsidize the oil industry, which will increase costs at the pump, fuel, housing, warmth, all that kind of stuff is going to increase.
Absolutely.
And then other people want to even input an actual carbon tax, which would make any carbon-based fuel more expensive. And then even Pete Buttigieg even referenced that they want to put a mileage tax on vehicles because of climate change.
Well, and again, if all those things are sincere, which I doubt they are, they would be a good thing. But the thing is, insincerity and all this is just like the same thing that goes with frickin' the Red Cross. No, which agency? No, it wasn't. No, I'm not gonna name an agency because I'm not 100% sure which agency it was. But the point is that for every dollar you gave, essentially 5 cents of it.
People say that was the Red Cross.
Was it the Red? What?
That's what a lot of people say.
Okay, well then there you go. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're saying that this tax is supposed to go towards anything in particular, my thought and hope would be that it's used for, that purpose. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. If it's not being used for that purpose and it's being siphoned off in, admin or something else that's putting someone else's pocketbook and furthering this gap of financial inequality between these two, between the elites. And I'm not trying to be like, conspiracist. Then we have a problem. And the reason why I say that is because I look at, people who were specifically backing the carbon projects early on. The early on adopters were basically looking at the earned carbon credits as a way to fund their ventures. Yep. And even, the green certification for buildings. And these are all great things, but they also warranted contractors to cut corners. Yep. Basically, they'd be like, we're going to do everything we can to get a green LEED certification on this building. But we're going to do absolutely zero effort into functionality, into sustainability, into anything that makes this building actually stand the test of time. Yep. Like they used to. And that's where I think the oversight has become kind of thin. We really need to get back to building great things and doing them to earn these credits, to earn these, I'm all for that. Because if climate change is real and the thing is, and things are changing, I don't want to be on the wrong side.
That's true.
I don't. And the jury's still out with me. I don't know if we're right or wrong on this one, but I don't want to be on the wrong side of the argument. And so I'm all for, and I love the electric idea. Honestly, Freightliner and Ford, and they're putting out great ideas for electric vehicles. The challenge, though, is this: I don't know where to charge my van.
As of right now, there's not many places.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But it looks like soon.
Maybe.
There's a lot of Tesla.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't know where to charge my stuff, and in reality, when Loves and Pilot get on the game and start putting charging points at their stations, that will help immensely.
I think so too.
Because I know where I can find a Loves, I know where I can find a Pilot, and I can get charged up and keep on going. That will be a game changer. And everyone who's heard this podcast knows, we really want to be one of the first in the business to have electric. We're really hoping for that. I really would love us to have a full-sized electric delivery vans and see if we can't do a show out in Phoenix or a show out in Utah with electric.
We'll just have to get there.
And why not? Treat it like...
we can use Tesla's charging stations.
Exactly. Treat it like we normally would treat a petrol-powered van.
Yeah.
So, no, for anyone who's like, And if you're super red on it and like, oh no, it's got to be gas, no, then fine. I mean, if that's the luxury that you want to have, then I think we should all pay for that luxury. Because I pay for luxury. When I want something nice, I pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't care about my socks. I don't buy socks.
You know
my
what
socks
I would
have a
want?
hole.
I want a manual transmission electric vehicle.
Okay.
I don't even think that exists. But
I don't even know why it would exist.
I would want a manual
How could you
transmission.
stall it? I mean, yeah, you can't.
I hate automatics.
Why?
They're just boring to drive.
No, they're not boring. They're productive because then you can drive distracted and do other things.
Yeah, I want a manual that I have control over. It makes it more fun to drive.
Then you need to be driving truck for a living.
I don't want
Try
to drive a truck. I want to drive a
three
sedan.
transmissions. 3 transmissions.
Not going to do that.
Dude, 18, 21 gears. No, dude. Drive one of those.
I want to drive fast with a manual transmission.
Okay. Well, that's
So I want a Porsche 911.
That's gonna be a luxury. We should go get one of those. We should go get one of those and just see. They're not that nice. We should go get one for the show and just have you drive it around and then give me your feedback on it. Because I guarantee I'm not trying to disappoint you at an early stage in life because you're not that old. I mean, you're not that young anyway, so it's fine. We're all gonna die soon. But the point is,
Death is coming.
it's like, I mean, well, that's what the comment I was gonna make on the freaking court thing. I mean, like, everything is uncomfortable. Court's uncomfortable. Driving's uncomfortable. Living is uncomfortable. Oh, is this guy going to crash into us now? Great. No, what's he doing? He can't. He's got a big old truck. He doesn't know what he's doing. But anyways, actually, he really doesn't know what he's doing. For the folks at home, just describing what's going on right now, I got a guy in a GMC pickup trying to navigate.
No, that's a Ford.
Is it a Ford?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I think he's... Did,
maybe he's with those buddies. Are they going to fight? Nope, he's pulling forward. Anyways, so
I think he backs up again.
Nope,
Oh.
he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight someone.
Oh.
That'd be awesome if you're like, oh, you guys, I'm gonna kill you. Does he have a bat in his hand? No, it's just some kid.
It's a little truck, though.
That'd be awesome if he had.
It's got a short bed.
If he had a bat, they're like, oh, we're about to witness a beatdown. Anyways, all I was saying was all this is uncomfortable and living is uncomfortable. That's the point. Well,
that's sad and depressing.
So I don't, is the sooner people can get that through their brains, that there is nothing about this life that we can enjoy, you'll stop fantasizing over brands, which is why I think we need to get Neighborhood Nick the Porsche 911, let him try it, and then come back and realize, you know what?
I need a Lambo.
I need a Lambo, he says. Well, hopefully we can get Shiba. Shiba Inu. Is that what it is? Shiba Inu. What are we almost done with this thing? I can't believe it. How long have we been talking?
58 minutes.
Dude, I always have that women's intuition. Oh, dude, we forgot about talking about that too.
Women's intuition?
No, about how you're going to dress up in that the black leotard and get the sexy knee-high boots.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I thought you were doing that to go prank your neighbor.
No. That was never happened.
The whole leotard.
No. Never
like
happened.
Jamie Lee Curtis wore in True Lies?
Nope. That wasn't happening.
And like Clever Up and stuff like that? No?
That wasn't happening. I don't know where you're thinking of this.
Well, comment below if you'd like to see Neighborhood Nick in some sexy knee-high boots, because I know I would. I think that would be good. And, if we get 10 subscribers to our YouTube channel, if we get 10 subscribers to
10
our
lonely subs.
Yeah, if we get 10 lonely subs from the Nick, sexy Nick, I will personally buy him a pair of knee-high sexy boots and make him wear them on the show. The next show we do from a studio.
Yeah, I can't get 10 subscribers even.
I probably will. I don't. You watch. If we do, man. It's gonna be awesome. What's your shoe size, Nick? Because I'm gonna put that in my Amazon shopping cart right now.
Or size 12 men's.
Size 12 men's. Size 12 women's.
Then it would be a size 14 women's.
How would you know this?
Because all women's shoes are 2 sizes smaller than men's, so you have to double or go up 2.
Are you sure? Maybe we should just take you on a shopping trip. We'll hook up wireless labs, and we'll go shopping at JCPenney's. Hi, this is Nick. He needs to buy some boots. They need to be sexy women boots.
I lost a bet. That's how I got to donate blood.
Really?
I lost a... Well, no. I take that back. I didn't lose a bet to donate blood. I was trying to impress a girl.
You would look sexy in those.
That just looks uncomfortable.
So we can see on the thing. Oh yeah, Nick is gonna look on the YouTube, you guys.
That just looks horrifying.
Dude, no, that extra sole in the back will really help your support, because honestly,
I have flat feet.
no, I'm because
need more
you don't want to
support.
go with that. I mean, that'd be that'd be harder to walk in. See there?
That would be painful.
That'd be harder to walk in, but
Those are all painful. But
no,
it's
man.
not happening, so...
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It won't.
So, anyways, you've been listening to the Sound Guys.
Yes, take us away there, Johnny Banjo.
No. You can do. I'm looking at sexy women boots right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize that you had to endure this hour with us. Pretty much in a very depressive, dark kind of conversation. Homelessness, COVID, pandemics, lack of human faith,
And sexy knee-high stilettos.
knee-high
Ooh.
boots.
Look at these, and they're vented in the back too. Nick, I think I found the winners. Look at those. Look at that little point
Ouch.
there. He's gonna get that stuck in the mud. Oh yeah.
This ain't happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't
All right,
worry.
we just
You'll
need-
never have to see that sad sight.
We need 10 subs.
You're not going to see that sad sight, so don't worry.
We need some 10 subs.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like us and give us a subscription, just so that you never miss a future episode, because heaven knows that if that hideous bet ends up turning bad towards me, you're not going to want to miss that. So,
No,
make sure you
you're
subscribe.
not. You're not going to want to miss that at all. And here's the deal. Here's the thing. If we end up getting 25 subs, we're gonna buy a BDSM kit for him. That includes the ball gag.
I don't think we need that.
The ball gag and
This is still a PG-13 show.
This is totally PG-13.
No, it is not PG.
They had
No.
this stuff on Boss Baby.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
No.
They had the whole spank me harder, government daddy.
No.
That was a comment on Boss Baby.
No, it wasn't.
Well, anyways, I think we need to get Nick the fuzzy cuffs and a ball gag.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that will definitely not be happening, even if we get 25 subs.
Yeah, it should.
For I have not subscribed to such idiocracy. No. Anyway, you're listening to this on Spotify, podcast, wherever bloody hell you get your podcasts. I apologize for this atrocious episode.
Oh, you know what's, no, it's even lamer. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I guess, of course, but with the ball gag also comes apparently nipple clamps.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. This will be an episode you'll never want to listen to again.
I'm Banjo Bob. Is there...
They're in the neighborhood, Nick.
Oh, and they're even sterling silver chains.
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodbye.